And Wairimu is our sign language interpreter. Good evening, I'm Abubakar Abdullahi. Welcome to the broadcast. Remember, tonight we're equally covering the just concluded media interview of the duo, the Azimio la Umoja running mate Martha Karua and the Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga. Equally, we are covering the day's top stories. But first, the highlights. Tonight, 3 Nakuru MPs record statements over the mysterious killings of Mawanga.
Yule yote atapatikana amejihami na hizo crude weapons, mambo ya machete, mambo ya visu na mambo zingine, wewe ujue utakuwa kama mwenye amejihami na bunduki aina ya AK-47. Hautakuwa tofauti na hawa.
Unga prices to come down.
We have decided that we will suspend all levies and charges imposed on maize imported into the country.
CS Munya assures as ministry suspends levies. Azimio woos Narok as their Kenya Kwanza counterparts hold economic forum in Turkana.
Tangu uhuru wasalimiane na huyo mzee, ile wanaita handshake ya porojo.
Tunataka kumaliza ufisadi katika taifa letu. Sawa? Ufisadi ni nani? Ruto. Ni nani? Ruto. Anaangaza ni nani?
Let's begin our broadcast now, and Azimio candidate Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua now want Deputy President William Ruto to own up to the mess of the Jubilee government. In a joint media interview at his current office, Raila and Karua say Ruto cannot run away from the Jubilee government's failures, while at the same time taking credits for its success.
It is unfair really to just do a blanket blame government. Somebody who is earning a salary, has got over 250 security of government defending him, is using government vehicles and equipment to do the campaign. To come out and say he's not in government, it asks mtu wa kitendawili ndio anajua yeye ndio yako ndani ya serikali. Mimi nilitolewa kwa serikali. Kama ulitolewa kwa serikali, you do the decent thing that most responsible people do. You resign. That is what Mr. Bill Kagia did. That is what Jaramogi Oginga Odinga did. You resign and then you become an ordinary person. But you don't say you're out of government and you're blaming that same government, but you're earning the salary from the same government. If that is not hypocrisy, then I don't know what hypocrisy is.
I think if I may add just a little, you can't also choose which part of government you will claim credit for and which part you disown. If somebody is standing in the podium and telling people that I've influenced this to happen in government, they must also take the blame for any shortcoming of government. And that's the way it is.
Meanwhile, Raila says he will accept the outcome of the August polls. Odinga and the other 3 presidential candidates will meet the electoral body IEBC tomorrow to address some of the questions raised by the candidates. Odinga, however, tonight says he is hopeful the commission IEBC will deliver a free and fair election.
Challenged you many times publicly. William Ruto saying, should he lose his election, he's prepared to concede defeat. Are you prepared to make the same commitment to the country?
Definitely. Definitely. I'm the sportsman between me and him. And I know that asiyokubali kushindwa sio mshindani. So I would easily accept defeat and congratulate the winner. Definitely.
Asante sana.
Moving on, Deputy President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza Alliance has extended its vote hunt across the nation, wooing voters from the larger Turkana county. The leaders led by Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi and Kenya Kwanza Brigade pitched camp in West Pokot County earlier today before traversing Turkana County where mining extraction of natural minerals from the rich region was the topic of the day. Mike Kagwongo tells us more.
In Kenya Kwanza's flag bearer William Ruto's absentia, the Alliance Corps of Principals Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula led the entire brigade in the northern part of the country, hunting for votes to solve the August 50+1 equation. The leaders urging area residents to rally their support behind Ruto's bid for the House on the Hill to form the government together for development cause.
Mambo ya mafuta, mambo ya madini yenu, mambo ya ujirani mwema, mambo ya cattle rustling, mambo ya shida tulio nayo na jirani hapa South Sudan, hii yote lazima ingie kwa charter ya Turkana.
Speaking in a careless center in Lodwar, Wetangula maintained that Kenya Kwanza was the only option for forgotten fish farming in Lake Turkana, as well as uplifting of livestock keeping.
Serikali lazima itengeneze livestock marketing council, na ulisema juu ya procurement ya watu wa chini hawapati, hata NGO usijali hiyo, tukileta hiyo hasa na fund mama mboga atapata pesa hapa.
Handshake ya porojo. Sasa unga imegonga 250 kwa packet ya kilo 2.
They urge pastoralists to practice economical livestock keeping, avoiding devastating effects of persistent drought. Wetangula criticizing their opponents for what he termed as mismanagement of the top leadership that has occasioned to high cost of living.
Mafuta imegonga 160. Hata kwa miaka 40 kwa historia ya Kenya, bei ya chumvi pia imepanda.
Msichana wa salon atapata pesa na atapata bila riba.
Wamezungusha sonko ndio huyo kotini wapi siku zinaisha. He will not be on the ballot.
Tofauti ya William Ruto na Kenya Kwanza, sisi hatuna haja na kubadilisha katiba.
Meanwhile, UDA Deputy President Designate Rigathi Gachagua pitched camp in Nyahururu town for the better part of the day Tuesday, where he presided over the Laikipia County Economic Engagement Forum at the Nyahururu Golf Club. Gachagua took his time to listen to recommendations from local leaders and residents on their wish list from the UDA and Kenya Kwanza coalition should they win the forthcoming general election scheduled for 9th August.
Tumesema we don't care wewe unatoka wapi, because tumekuwa na rais hapa ametoka hapa, na rais akiwa ametoka hapa na mlimchagua. Watu ya Laikipia mmepigwa hamjapigwa? Mmeumizwa na majangili hamjaumizwa? So it does not matter.
He exuded confidence that UDA will win with a big margin and hence called on Kenyans to turn in large numbers and vote for them.
Mambo ya watu kuuawa na kupigwa Laikipia tukichaguliwa, it is a thing of the past. It will never happen. Ever happen.
Mike Kagwongo, TV 47.
Well, still in politics, and Azimio One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga took his campaigns to Masai Land in Narok County, where he cleared the air over alleged plans by the coalition to axe weak candidates from affiliate parties. Paul Kirobi tells us more.
The Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga has cleared the air over alleged plans by his coalition to axe weak candidates from affiliate parties to enable the coalition clinch power come August. Odinga asked the electorate to make a better choice that will lead in the polls.
Mimi na wachani wenyewe mtaamua. Sio sawa? Sio mtaamua. Mimi najua nyinyi ni werevu. Mnajua kukagua vizuri.
His rallying call to the Maa community, promising to address the Maasai Mara forest conservation and management of the finances from the world-famous Masai Mara Game Reserve.
Kwa manufaa ya kizazi hichi na ile ambayo inakuja. Sawa sawa? Sawa. Pili, mambo ya Masai Mara. Masai Mara vile vile tutahifadhi. Wale ambao wanataka kuiba mali ya Masai Mara
Odinga's allies under the Azimio la Umoja coalition termed DP William Ruto as a traitor who has been in government but done nothing to address the challenges facing the community.
Wale ni adui. Akija hapa anajifanya mzuri, akienda huko anasema vamia mao. Vamia mao. Huyo ni adui wenu ama ni rafiki? Ni adui. Ashindwe asishindwe.
Kilimo katika nchi ya Kenya. Nani alikula mahindi katika nchi ya Kenya? Sasa baba, tunakuomba ukiingia katika serikali, tunataka unga ifike 50 shillings, si ndio? Ndio hawa vijana pia wapate chakula na pia tutake kazi, si ndio?
Yule jamaa mwingine amekuwa makamu wa rais sasa karibu miaka 10. Na kwa miaka 10 bado anatembea akitoa ahadi. Sasa nikachukua nataka kufanya na ahadi na ulikuwa wakati wa kutekeleza na ukashindwa. Ndio.
Be over when people are still living in the forest and they are being protected by the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, ambaye anaitwa William Ruto. Tunataka hiyo Mau forest ifadiwe.
Sibling rivalry between leaders from the coalition played out as MP Moitalel Ole Kenta hit out at Senator Ledama Olekina for failing to hit the ground to campaign for Odinga, accusing him of spending time in social media.
Mimi nashangaa watu hawaelewi lugha ama ni nini shida yao? Hawaelewi. Mimi na Junet tutakaa na baba mpaka baba aseme sasa nimemaliza uongozi wa miaka 10, sasa endeni mtafute njia nyingine.
Odinga has promised goodies to the Ma community, including addressing the challenges of education, promising that his government will roll out free education if elected. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
Now, candidates vying for different seats under the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition have continued to lobby for zoning to weed out weak candidates in a bid to solidify the coalition's base in Nairobi. In Kirinyaga County, Jubilee gubernatorial candidate wants NAK Kenya candidate to withdraw from the race to avert a possible split of the Azimio vote in the county.
A day before the Independent Electorate Boundaries Commission IEBC gazettes the names of different aspirants in the August 9th general election, party zoning has ostensibly caused jitters among constituent parties of the Azimio la Umoja coalition in Nairobi. ODM Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna has insisted the party will weed out all weak candidates before the IEBC deadline.
Kama haufurahi hiyo ni shauri yako. Sina namna hiyo. Kama uko na shida na hiyo ni shauri yako. Kwa hivyo tunataka katika constituency zetu hapa Makadara candidate ni mmoja, George Aladwa. Afadhali tuseme hii kitu mapema kushinda watu waende wote kwa ballot wafanye nini? Waanguke wote. Na wengine saa hii unawaambia kujeni tuongee, bedroom ya baba iko na vyumba vingi, tunaweza kukutafutia kitu, anakutusi anakuambia wewe unaweza pea nani kazi.
Baba na Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta, mimi waliponiita State House nilijua hawa watu wameniheshimu, kwa sababu wangeniambia tu kutoka mbali, wangeambia Wanyonyi toka, lakini waliniita State House, wakanikalisha chini, wakanieleza kwa nini nitoke, si ndio? Lakini tulijua mimi nilikuwa nimekanyaka Nairobi sana, si ndio? Nilikuwa nimetembea, lakini bado mimi nimesema hiyo kiti ya governor lazima Azimio ichukue hiyo kiti.
The coalition aver that the zoning is intended to solidify the coalition support base in the county and several parts of the country.
Candidate wa Jubilee atoke, candidate wa Wiper atoke. Hii zone ni zone ya ODM. Na ndani ya Azimio, hiyo ndio kweli wa maneno. Wangapi mnanunga mkono kwa hiyo?
Hapa Mathare tuko na candidate moja wa UDA na tuko na Azimio ile. You tell me, how are we going to make the president who is Raila awe president na awe watu wakati tunagawa kura zikiwa za Azimio?
In Kirinyaga County, Jubilee gubernatorial candidate Charles Kefiro and his running mate have urged Azimio running mate Mother Karua to withdraw the NAK Kenya gubernatorial candidate to avert a further split of the Azimio vote in the county.
Na kulikuwa na watu wengi walikuwa wameapply na walikuwa wakitaka kukuwa deputy president ama running mate wa baba. Na tukakaa na Jubilee kaonelea ule candidate anafaa ni Mother Karua. na Martha Karua ni wana Kenya. Kwa hivyo objectively watu wa Jubilee wakauliza wale watu walikuwa na ambitions za kukua kwa hiyo kiti, tuachie Martha Karua, na sisi kama Jubilee tukamsupport before achaguliwe na wakati amechaguliwa, na kila mahali tukienda kama wana Jubilee tunasema ni baba na mama.
Lakini hapa chini kiti ya governor tunaomba mheshimiwa Martha aachilie Jubilee. Waacha na Kenya iproduce deputy president, lakini kiti ya governor iende kwa Jubilee. Na Jubilee ni CK na Ndamberi.
Political parties have until Wednesday to have expunged names of candidates whom they do not intend to front all the way to the ballot. Mwangi Maina, TV 47, Nairobi.
You are watching TV 47, the home of untold stories.
Usiyakubalie maumivu ya misuli kukatiza.
Despite being visually impaired, he is a jack of all trades. It is our quest to find answers on how to take care of children with special needs and those with disability. You do not need to see musical notes to understand music, but rather to have your soul feel the vibe.
Actually, for us to make a wheelchair, we have to take measurements of the user.
After doing my assessment, I get to know the parent, I get to know the heaviness she's carrying.
Disability comes at different stages of life.
How well do you know what's happening around you? Morning Cafe with heated political debates. Baraza la Siasa.
Hiyo kitu azungumzie, angalie hali ya maisha ya watu.
Informative health discussions. Business, farming. Tasty Wednesday, Fitness Thursday, and Feel Good Friday with amazing DJs, celebs,
waimbaji, kuna comedians, alafu kuna wajinga,
and music bands every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. The next set of millionaires are farmers, as we know agriculture has been and still is the backbone of our economy. As we traverse the different counties to meet different farmers, we ensure to get the story of how they started farming and even how they continue to penetrate the market and overcome the challenges.
Hapa, the reason why nilieka goose na si ducks. Goose, they are very easy to maintain.
A lot of farmers keep on calling, inquiring whether you're supposed to raise some seeds in the nursery or you're supposed to do them directly in the field.
The greenhouse helps us control the temperature because the temperature needs to be between 28 to 32 degrees.
Walk this journey with us every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. It's no secret, construction ain't cheap. But how do we make it affordable? Different individuals are finding ways of cutting down cost by use of pre-stressed slabs other than reinforced concrete, recycling plastics to make pavers.
The brick is stronger, it's cheaper, and it's lighter.
And recycling wastewater in your household.
What happens to my waste from the washroom, the solid waste? All that can break down.
Those are just but a few. Every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. we talk construction.
There's no alpha without an omega. There's no lead without any followers. No man is an island. We need each other. We need this conference.
We say it, we do it, we act it.
Kama una mpenzi wako,
Kila siku kama nilivyosema, kila siku maishi mapenzi.
We don't toe the line, we set the standard. We don't eat the grass, we lead the pack. As an alpha male, you're also a leader. Not just women, friends and family, but to everyone else you've never met before.
We are the beauty, the spice and the brains. The men's conference where men become alpha males.
And you can catch us every Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Welcome back to TV47 News Tonight. Thank you for staying with us. Let's get to more news. And the 3 Nakuru MPs have recorded statement with police over the mysterious Mawanga killings allegedly perpetrated by an organized criminal gang dubbed Confirm. And as Chichi Josephine now reports, over 120 people have been arrested in relation to the killings.
Addressing journalists in Nakuru after displaying the recovered weapons and stolen items from the gangs, the regional commissioner said police have so far arrested 128 suspects and were pursuing 108 others who were mentioned by the public on the Mawanga killings.
Kufikia sasa, tuko na cases 108, 108 total cases ambayo inahusika na hawa wahuni, na wale wameshikwa ni 128. Tuko na suspects 128 na tutahakikisha wote wamekanyaga kotini.
However, Maalim assured Nakuru residents that adequate security agents have been deployed in all hotspot areas where the criminal gangs were allegedly operating from, in addition to intensifying a 24-hour security operation and patrols in the region.
Jambo lingine tumezidisha ile mambo kupiga doria kwa sababu tume-identify zile hotspots, zile sehemu katika Nakuru North, Nakuru East na Nakuru West. Na si mambo ya kwenda kuonyesha wananchi siku 2-3. Tunasema hiyo itakuwa ni kazi itadumu forever.
Residents who are now living in fear pointed fingers at a Nakuru member of parliament whom they have accused of financing the gang, which they said he uses for political leverage during campaigns, and now want proper action taken against them.
Zizi hata tunagoba kutoka nyumbani kwa sababu hii kijana ni kinaonekana iko kitu kinaingiana na chiadha kidogo. Kwa sababu hiyo kijana hawezi kufanya kitu bila kuongozwa ni mtu binafsi. Kwa hivyo tunaomba Uhuru wa Kenyatta, mwana wa mthamaki, ndio nakuomba utupe security ya kutuchunga kwa sababu hata hiyo uchaguzi hatujui tutafanyia wapi.
David Gikaria, Nakuru East Member of Parliament, was earlier Tuesday summoned by the DCI over accusation of funding the gang, denied the allegations of being involved with the Confirm gang that has been accused of killing women in Mawanga.
Sihusiki kwa abeti, sponsoring, supporting or even financing. Kwa sababu hiyo ninasemekana tunawaleta na that element ya politics tunawaleta ndio watatumika before, on and after the election.
Among the recovered items included 40 knives and swords, 10 motorbikes, 436 mobile phones, over 300 rolls of bang, drugs including heroin, among others. Investigations are ongoing pertaining this particular issue, but the question remains, who are the people behind the killing of the 5 women? Reporting for TV47 from Nakuru County, my name is Chichi Josephine.
Thank you, Chichi Josephine, for that report from Kenya's latest county capital of Nakuru. Moving on, Kenyans can now breathe a sigh of relief after the government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, said that it plans to suspend all levies on imports for maize and animal feed products effective the 1st of July. Chepto Boit now reports.
Kenyans can now breathe a sigh of relief after Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Peter Munya announced suspension of all levies on imports for maize and animal feed products effective 1st July this year. This initiative is aimed at lowering the cost of maize, flour and animal feed in the country 90 days before the next maize harvest.
I have said no single agency or government service will be charging anything, any charge on maize, and we are very specific. It's on maize and also animal feed.
The price of the commodity has gone to a record high of over 200 shillings per packet of 2 kg. The same commodity was costing at an average of 144 shillings last month. The price of a 90 kg bag of maize jumped to 6,500 per bag from 5,000 in a week's time.
From 1st of July, no charges will be levied on imported maize that is coming from the East African community and Comesa region and anywhere else that is entering the country.
CS Munya was speaking at the Namanga border where he met various stakeholders to address the maize shortage crisis. The new measures will fast-track the clearance of trucks at the border points where a major snarl-up has been witnessed.
But in addition to that, we will also suspend any levy that is, or charge that is levied on raw materials that are used for processing animal feed. Because the crisis we have is not just food for humans. We also have a crisis for food for animals.
Political leaders have been making promises on lowering the prices if they clinch power in August. Chapter Boyd, TV 47.
Elsewhere, it is a murder most foul as a village at flyover at the border of Nyandarua and Kiambu counties mourns the death of a 78-year-old man and his wife who were allegedly murdered by close relatives using a blunt object at their home for undisclosed motive. Our reporter Willie Dennis Njiru with that story.
At flyover section along the Naivasha-Nairobi highway. Receding smoke amidst a chilling environment after runaway homicide to a 78-year-old man and his wife who were found Sunday morning brutally attacked. The old grandma died at the scene.
Hakuna mzozo wa ardhi. Ni vile tu watu wanakuanga hawajijui. Wanataka kupata vitu za bwerere.
Sarah Wangoi, a third born in a family of 6, who also lost her son to a murder incident at Maimahiu 18 months ago, says the incident has sparked chill to the family and the village.
Nikakuta mamangu akichukuliwa na askari na wakamchukua, tukaenda Naivasha, tukamweka huko Naivasha. Sasa kutoka hapo ndio tulirudi. Usiku ndiye babangu naye alikufa. Sababu alikuwa amepelekwa surgery. Sababu walimstabilize na akakuwa mzuri. Wakasema wampeleke surgery wamtoe clot. Ilikuwa kwa kichwa. Sasa walipokuwa wakimtoa clot ndio sasa alisakama.
She says this is a case of an enemy within, as this 10-acre piece of land, not an inheritance, but his father's toil worth over 40 million shillings, could have been the cause for the cold murder.
Wanataka tu kupata vitu haraka. Sasa wanaona heri waue wazazi ndio wapate vitu. Sababu sioni kama ni mtu ametoka mbali. Ni watu wa huku nyumbani.
Tuesday, the family traveled to Kijabe Mission Hospital to collect the body of their slain father to Naivasha for post-mortem to ascertain possible cause of death before moving the bodies of the two to Uplands Funeral Home for preservation.
Hata mimi nilikuja Kijabe kwanza, nikakuta daktari akaniambia alipelekwa huko akiwa na temperature ya 7 degrees. Hakukuwa usiku sana. Ama ni kitu tu walipoingia, sababu hata mamangu hakuwa ameoga hata miguu. Alikuwa kwa shamba. Na saa hiyo ndio walikuja wakagongwa. Sijui nani, sasa hatujui kulienda aje.
The family has been skeptical over the security of the area, with the home hardly without any flock due to sporadic animal thefts. The date of the burial is yet to be set 4 days later. Reporting for TV 47 from Flyover in Kiambu County, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
May their souls rest in eternal peace. Elsewhere, Domestic workers in the country intending to travel abroad, especially to the Middle East countries, now have a sigh of relief. This is after the government shared its plan to set up safe houses in the said countries in a bid to provide safety for Kenyans, as well as have aboard them as they process their documents to travel back to the country. And as Petronila Goren now reports, the ministry has received a budgetary allocation of 70 million shillings.
Karibu sana. We celebrate you.
Speaking during a stakeholders conference in the labor sector on Tuesday in Mombasa, the cabinet secretary in the Ministry of Labor, Simon Chelugui, revealed that the government has plans to set up safe houses in some countries in the Middle East to assist in easing the challenges that Kenyan workers go through, especially domestic workers.
We are looking at establishing 2 homes. We will start with 1, and possibly that will be in Riyadh, the headquarters, and we will go to Jeddah before we progress to other countries. We are doing this for the first time, so we will learn a few things from the first pilot safe home.
Further, the ministry says stringent measures will be taken against recruitment agencies not abiding by the requirements and policies put in place by the ministry.
A small group of agencies continue to engage in unethical recruitment, which has exposed our migrant workers to abuse and ill treatment. The likes of what we saw in the skit, the 4 Stars recruitment agency, which is fake. Let me bring to you bad news today. We are coming for you.
However, the executive director for the Federation of Kenya Employers, Jacqueline Mugo, says there is a need for the government to put more effort into engaging more stakeholders in the sector to eliminate the challenges of Kenyan workers abroad.
Kenya has done some good work and has actually signed some BLAs, bilateral labor agreements, including those with private employment agencies, where private employment agencies are involved. But by and large, employers and private employment agencies are not involved in this BLA process, so there's a gap.
According to a report presented to the Senate by the ministry, 97 Kenyans have lost their lives in unknown circumstances while working abroad. The government is in the process of tightening its legislative mechanism at the Ministry of Labor to ensure they phase out rogue recruiting agencies as well as ensure they face the law. Petronila Goren for TV47 in Mombasa County.
Let's count the cost and get to the world of business now. And businesses that have registered value-added tax are expected to implement the new tax management system that will see the Kenya Revenue Authority monitor irregularities in tax payments. Through the tax invoice management system that will be used to record sales and directly connect businesses to the revenue body through before avoiding tax fraud. This is set to take place before the 1st of August this year. According to the revenue body, the new technology will additionally ease compliance and the audit process, therefore experience an increase in revenue from 14% to an expected 35%.
This 12 months effective 1st August 2021, that means that by 31st July 2022, all VAT registered taxpayers need to have upgraded their systems and come on board the TIMS compliant devices so that from 1st August 2022, all invoices that are being generated from VAT registered taxpayers have been transmitted through TIMS and they've been validated and transmitted into the KRA systems.
Elsewhere, in a move aimed at further improving online user experience and promoting local content, Mozilla, in partnership with Aga Khan University, has unveiled a brand new user-friendly and interactive app. Given the rising number of the internet subscriptions in the country, more innovations and technologies are expected to be witnessed in the digital space. Therefore, the app will meet user demands by allowing users to access written and visual content of their liking.
Content curators to put their content out there on international markets in the US, UK, Japan, Canada, and all those other international markets. But more importantly, it amplifies and uplifts East African content to the global audiences. Secondly, Pocket is also very important for the audiences, specifically the local audiences who have access to very high quality curated content that has been curated by humans, not algorithms, and this really significantly improves their web experience.
From business, let's get to the world of sports and Special Olympic Kenya, in partnership with the National Police Service, earlier today launched the Kenya Amani Touch Run at the Kasarani Stadium with an objective of spreading peace after the general election. During the launch of the campaign, an athlete's torch was fired up as the campaign kicked off along Thika Road, with the athletes holding a banner written Kenya Amani Touch Run. Let's have a look.
The Special Olympics Kenya, partnering with the National Police Service and launching a campaign dubbed Amani Touch Run that aims at promoting peace in the country, a campaign supported by the National Cohesion and Integration Commission as well as the Kenya Daima organization. The launch of the campaign took shape earlier today at the Kasarani Stadium and aims at reaching over 1 million Kenyans across the 47 counties, especially the youth, with the peace message ahead of the August 9th polls.
So I think this is something that's important. The way we talk about this is, this year, 2022, we'd like to have this brought home to every single one of us. And I think this is where we come back to our saying, nitatenda wajibu wangu. So the question that comes in is, wajibu wangu ni nini?
In attendance at the launch of the campaign was Special Olympic Kenya Chairman Duo Chege, who stated that the initiative will go a long way in spreading peace in the country, as well as defend the athletes who will be preparing to participate in the Special Olympics competition next year.
These athletes, and they need that peace. There's an athlete, without that peace, he could not go to the track. He could not get access to go to sports or to pursue what he's doing. Because of fight, because of hatred, because of we don't love each other. But because when we have peace, this athlete, you will see smile on their face.
The launch of the campaign saw the athletics torch lit as athletes alongside National Police Service officers and Kenya Daima officials take a walk along Thika Road with a sanitization banner displaying the election